We don't have as much in the form of executive orders to discuss because he did put a slew of them out at first. And there's still more coming, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. But we are going to talk about a few of the executive orders that Donald Trump has signed since the last show. And that I think we missed the clemency of Terrence Sutton. I think we missed that. So, the first thing, executive order, is strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. An executive order, and he starts talking about how he's going to promote and protecting and promoting the ability of individual citizens and private sector entities to access and use for lawful purposes open public blockchain networks. Now, of course, what do we remember? We remember Donald Trump was against Bitcoin until he was for it. So, but previously, he didn't like Bitcoin. Now he's promoting Bitcoin. He wants his Doge, whatever. He, supports Elon Musk with his Doge crap. He makes his own Trump NFTs, and now he wants a Trump coin as well. All this BS. Page 833 of the Project 2025, as can be found on liberaldan.com. Modernize the definition of a commodity, which is now largely a laundry list of agricultural commodities, and clarify the treatment of digital assets. 825, amend the definition of commodity to include digital assets that are not a security as so defined, and amend the definition of security to make clear that a certificate, digital, electronic, or otherwise, that represents ownership of commodities and it's convertible into a physical commodity on demand is not a security, but a commodity. So basically, they want to take away the treatment of Bitcoin as they were treated as like stock trades, and now they want to treat them and not as a security but as a commodity, and it's patently ridiculous for them to do that. But this is what they're doing, and so this is what Donald Trump is going to be doing with this new plan to strengthen American leadership in digital financial technology. So what else? You have the council to assess the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. So there's this council, and you're going to have a bunch of people in the council who are going to help go over changes that they believe that need to happen in FEMA. We're not going to go over everything when it comes to that. However, Project 2025, for all of its horribleness and when it comes to being able to search for certain things in the document, in this one you can search FEMA and you get plenty of hits. So you can go through Project 2025, that's linked to by on liberaldan.com, simply because I didn't want to risk them dumping the documents. There's plenty of information there of all of the changes that they want to do for FEMA. And then the other thing we're going to talk about from his executive orders, this will be a shorter one than last time, clearly, is enforcing the Hyde Amendment. So Republicans always have a burr up their butt when it comes to abortion funding and not wanting federal funds to pay for abortions, and how the Hyde Amendment takes form will determine on who's in charge and who's in Congress or whatever. But they basically want to make sure that federal funds don't pay for abortions, whatever. Of course, I'm always of the opinion that if something is, for example, like a benefit like health insurance, if you're getting health insurance via your work, any benefit that comes from that health insurance is already paid for with your labor, and as such, it should not be considered as being paid for by the government. It's paid for by your labor. So here's an interesting thing about this executive order. So it's not very clear. They don't go into too much detail as to how you're going to protect this, but you have Section 2 includes the revocation of orders and actions, 14076 and 14079. If you click on 14076, you get a document. If you click on 14079, page not found. So they don't even give you the information. I had to go look that up myself. I had to go Google it to find it because Donald Trump refused to do it. Executive Order 14079, August 3rd, 2024. And that's, yep, August 3rd, 2022. So it's the correct date. And that's not the right thing to look at. It's this one. So, but again, there's the Hyde Amendment is mentioned 13 times in the Project 2025, and that's just Hyde Amendment. That's not mentions of abortion or anything like that either. But basically, some of the concerns of 14079 is the ability of people to travel between, the state that they're serving in and the state that they might have to go to receive services like an abortion in cases of like rape or incest or health or whatever. So they were going to pay for the travel for a service person serving in our government, serving in our military. They were trying to make sure that people can get their travel expenses paid for to be able to go get the healthcare they need if they can't get it in the state that they're serving in. And of course, Republicans don't like this because they view that as, government paying for an abortion, even though they're only paying for the travel. But it's one of the many things. Of course, the Hyde Amendment is ridiculous. It shouldn't exist. But now that we've lost Roe v. Wade, we are going to have to be dealing with more and more and more of this absolute and utter garbage that is taking place in this Donald Trump presidency. And we can look at some of these things right now. Life conscious and bodily integrity, prevent abortion travel funding. They want to prevent Planned Parenthood from receiving Medicaid funds, even though when Planned Parenthood receives Medicaid funds under the Hyde Amendment, it's not to do abortions, but it's to do other procedures. And as we've learned, if you've listened to Liberal Dan Radio, Talk from the Left, that's right, you will know that when Jeb Bush was governor of Florida, he, terminated funding to Planned Parenthood. And in some areas, those Planned Parenthoods were the only clinics that people could go to for prenatal care in the entire county. And so they stopped funding it, so these clinics had to shut down, which meant that these people now did not have access to the needed care. And it also turned out that they didn't have access to preventive care because after Jeb Bush defunded Planned Parenthood in the state, the abortion rates went up. More abortions took place under Jeb Bush's tenure as governor after he defunded Planned Parenthood than before. Which just goes to show that conservatives have no idea what they're doing. If you really want to prevent abortions from taking place, you would elect liberal, leftist-type politicians who won't do anything about, preventing them via laws and the ending of funding, but will do things about preventing abortions like making sure everybody has access to, quality health care, including birth control pills and other forms of contraception to prevent pregnancy so that we can make sure that all pregnancies are safe, legal, are safe and safely, all pregnancies legal. All abortions are safe, legal, and rare. What else? Where else did they mention the Hyde Amendment? That as well. Hyde. Audit Hyde Amendment compliance. HHS should undertake full audit to determine compliance and non-compliance with the Hyde Amendment and similar funding restrictions. Permanently codify both Hyde family of amendments and the protections provided by the Weldon Amendment. Congress can accomplish this through legislation such as the No Taxpayer Funding for Abortion and Abortion Insurance Full Disclosure Act. And the Conscience Protection Act. Of course, they shouldn't do that, but they can now because all they have to do is use the nuclear option and prevent the filibuster from being used. Investigate, expose, and remediate any instances which HHS violated people's rights by colluding with abortion advocates and LGBT advocates to violate conscience protection laws and the Hyde Amendment. It doesn't violate your rights when that happens, dumbasses. I swear. This is one of the things that just, again, makes me mad because these people are so stupid, yet they manage to win. I guess the power of stupid people in large numbers can really accomplish a lot of things, especially a lot of bad things. So, yes, the Jekyll and Hyde Amendment. Anyway, so what do you think about these. Do you think, do you agree with my takes on this? Disagree? Leave your comments down below. We're going to keep doing these as the executive orders come out, so make sure to, to follow the channel, get notifications, share videos with your friends, with people who you disagree with people who don't understand the horribleness that the Trump administration is going to give us. And as always, unless you're a Nazi, have a good day.